So this guy, who is a lumberjack, goes into a lumber camp, and he's about 5'7", 225 pounds, stout guy. And he says, "What's the record for trees falling?" And the foreman said, "Well, that's 7. 7 trees knocked down in one day, but that's Big John." All right? First day he walks out, rails trees, just knocking them down left and right. At the end of the day, he goes, "How many trees did you knock down?" He said, "That's 6. So the next morning, this guy goes out camp again. Goes out in the forest, works right through lunch, knocking trees down. So he's got to have a record. This guy's a stud. He says, "What trees you knocked down today?" He goes, "Got about 5. 5. So the next morning, he gets up before the sun. He goes out. He's hitting trees all day, works through lunch, finishes the day, dinner, that's gone. Comes in, it's dark. He goes, "Gotta have it. How many did you knock down today?" And he said, "Got 4. 4 trees." So the foreman looks at him and he says, "You know, Zach, I have never seen anybody work harder in all my life. But at any point, did you stop and sharpen your axe?" And that's what you guys are doing right now. You're sharpening your axe. And that's kind of impressive because I don't know what the background you guys come from. Just for S&G's advice sake, how many people are coaches? Legit, like, not personal trainers, because I'm going to do that in a second. Coaches. Cool. How many are personal trainers? Okay. I'm not going to say anything bad. How many are CrossFitters? Okay, fair enough. And by the way, that's a good-looking beard you're sporting here, Chris. And I heard it best. I'm going to steal it from David Allen. He said, "You know that you're a business owner when you have high blood pressure and gray in your beard, and you're 28. I looked at it like, "Oh, wow." Yeah. All right, so Mark kind of touched upon it when he said I come from a various backgrounds. Why did you get into training? Watch this. I got this laser pointer. Why did you get into training? Yeah.
Mostly the influence of my sister.
Sister, boyfriend, influence. Okay, now let me. Senor. Yeah, but why did you start training at your tender youth?
Weight training?
Yeah.
It was for wrestling.
Wrestling, sport.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm left-handed, so by the way, I write and erase immediately. So I kind of write like a 4-year-old. Zach, why did you start training?
I was working as a carpenter, and I was 2 weeks with the door across the job sites.
So this was so that you had benefits of health. Okay. The health for the job. EALTH. Okay. All right. If I don't get your names, it's because you're not wearing a tag, and I suck at it anyway. Sir.
Yes.
Why did you start training?
I had to because I wanted to help kids learn how. I had to do it first before I could help them.
So you're a doer first. So, and you say kids, and I'm going to segue off of this. Okay, you're a high school strength coach?
Straight, yes.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me. Chris Carr, CrossFitter. Why did you start training?
Because I was 60 pounds overweight and I wanted to change my life.
Okay, so I'm kind of like, there are different reasons. I was vertically challenged.
Nuh-uh.
Did you just laugh at that, dude? But I had aspirations of playing linebacker in the NFL. That wasn't going to happen. And I realized that when I was, maybe, I'm 56 now, so I realized that at 50. And here was the thing. I started out in a YMCA weight room, and the rule there was you had to be 15. I snuck in at 12. I looked 9. And this old guy, and by the way, anybody know the definition of old? You're getting there. Hold on. You're going to like this. Senor Rhodes, you know, did I tell you what the definition of old is?
No, but I don't think it's me.
No, dude. 15 years older than you are. And that goes for anybody. Okay, so you're not old. 15 years from now, you'll be old. But then you push the numbers, right? You got that? I'm never going to do it. Anyway, so here I am. I could not bench press 100 pounds. And I'm this kid in the corner, and I worked out with this one guy who was part of the physical culture. You guys are all too young. The physical culture were a bunch of gymnastics guys who used to flip weight barbells up on their feet and do leg presses, freestanding. There was a defensive end that played for Tennessee and came home for the summers to work out in this weight room. A bodybuilder, this dude was huge. Well, I was only 100 pounds, so anyway, everybody was huge. So we would all get our assignments, and I'd go to the rickety bench in the corner, and I would perform whatever the exercise that this old dude throughout for the day. And my goal was to support my sport habit, which was playing tailback and linebacker. And I played through Pop Warner, went to high school, played varsity as a freshman, and back then that was like a new thing. And I don't recommend that for a lot of kids because you miss out on all the skill work. But I got to play, and I went to college, and I had visions of running down the 50-yard line to the 50-yard line at Ann Arbor. I got recruited there, and I was gonna be a Saturday hero, man. Fall at 110,000. Anyway, so I looked at the stadium in Ann Arbor. Oh, that's nothing big. And you go down in, and you look up, and and the guy painted the picture. I was going to come back with one of those Wolverine helmets, and I wear Michigan garb just to piss Dave off. So anyway, I didn't do that because I came back and my high school coach said, you know, you've never played a minute of JV anything. You're trained up. You ever think of that Division 3, 2? And I said, what is that? You know, anyway. So that's another story. But I've always thought of myself linebacker. You know, by the way, Matthews, he's a girl. I'd kill that guy. So, what's the best program to do that? By the way, this is to keep me in line. I just got pictures and stuff because if you heard me speak the last time, I totally went off the cuff. I have that tendency, so bear with me. Okay? I'll bring you back to the end. So, what's the best program? The best program is the one you're doing. You like it. It got you into the gym. You're training hard every day. Now, what's the best program? The one you're not doing. Because that's all the stuff that you need to do, but you don't like to do it. And I'll give you an example. And this is going to be big. If you follow my logs, I'm going to go through this, and you can read it. And I'm going to be very, very detailed on it. And I'm not a detailed guy. But we say to you, work your weaknesses. Okay? Now, I always go in and I do glute hamstring on a squat day. I squat. I warm up doing glute hamstring raises. I squat. And then, as an accessory work, I do more squats. I don't address, because here, we've heard this, we said, you know what? You want stabilized spine, you put more weight on your squat. You'll get stronger. That's not necessarily true. Now, you'll hear an argument, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not at the mercy of anyone that has that theory. Because It does that? Mark! That's the doc. Look at him. Look at that dude. Look at that. Look at that guy. That guy doesn't know too much because he always answers, I don't know. No, your traps are jacked. You're like that guy, that Traposaurus X dude on
I'm trailing you, man.
No, you
That's
don't.
what I'm looking
No, you're gonna have to get short. So I always do the glute hamstring raises. And by the way, I blew out hamstrings back in college, but I got the strongest hamstrings on the planet right now because I do them by sets of like 50. And then I put weight vests on. Because I've always done it, I don't feel the workout is a workout unless I do more of it. I can't leave the gym without doing my squat. God forbid I don't squat. If I don't squat, that's not a workout. Right? Let's see. I'll pick up somebody here. Hold on. Cal. He works out in my gym, by the way. All right. Where's that one guy? I looked at him. He was huge. Anyway, I can't find him now. He must have left. Figured Stevens was done. He didn't have to hear it anymore. All right, so anyway, he came, what he got? He didn't need it. So, I always do what you always done. You get what you already have. You hear that one? All right, so you got to squat. You got to squat more. You got to squat until you can't squat. And when you're done with that, you don't have a session unless you have that particular exercise. I'm here to tell you, I went in the gym the other day after blowing up my back again. And I said, I'm going to detail this progress in rehab. I'm going to address that spine better than McGill does. No, that guy's wicked smart. I pulled that crap apart. I have gone through all his videos. I bought all his CDs, and I have pulled that dude apart. He is wicked smart. No doubt about it. But some of the stuff that people come up with, I have no clue what they're saying. And I consider myself a fairly educated human being. When I go like this, I go, hey, if you can't explain it simply, you simply don't know it. If I can't take it to the guy who just wants to be jacked and say to him, this is why you do it, because you're going to be really jacked. You don't know it. Anyway, you don't do it because of that. Okay, watch this. Oh, yeah. So I design programs based on getting fit. All right? Frequency, intensity, and time. Well, it's an acronym. Frequency. How many exercise bouts per week? There's been hearsay in the powerlifting community. They usually do 12 to 14 a week. Now the new one is maybe 4. How many times a week do you train? 5 or 6. How many times do you do? 5. Pete, you're 8. How many times do you train?
7 to 8.
7 to 8. Okay. You're a big dude. How many times do you train? 3. Huh. Uh-oh. I'm not going on. Watch where I go with this. All right. How many times do you train? 4 training sessions. 4 exercises about a week. Okay. 4. Basic conjugated. Okay. I know that. I follow you. Stalk you. I know. Pretty barbell. Anyway, based on that 5 times, you have 2 variables. Based on that 4 or 5 times, that 8 times, you have a variable of your intensity. How hard are you training? Now, I go through my gym and I'll ask my participants this question. How hard do you think that was for you? That's a perceived exertion scale. When they turn to me and they say, that's a 5, I know that's 50%, based on what they believe, not what I believe. Now, here I have the other end of that too. The guy will take a weight and just get absolutely smashed by it. And I'll go, okay, how hard was that? And they'll go, that was 3. I'm like, okay, so let's put reverse fans on that because you're not going to make it, dude. So if I'm going to train at an intensity level, and we all want to think that we train hard, right? Nobody goes to the gym and is a fat, right? You go in there, you're perfect. Right? You're just laughing because that was like really, let me say, not politically correct. So, I'm old, man. I get away with crap. I hugged Tracy out in the hallway. Yeah, days away. And she tried to pull back. Back in the way. Hold it until it's awkward. No, hey, all kidding aside, I'm non-discriminatory, so I get on people like, no, 20, don't come too tight. 20 seconds or longer, oxytocin, right? Now here's all the creepy things to say. You smell different when you're awake. My beard does smell nice. Can't enjoy your skin.
Tastes like strawberries.
Yeah. And if you forget all that, just say soon. That's required. All right, so on your intensity level, if you're going to be really intense, 8, 9, and 10, and your frequency, you're doing 7, 8 bouts a week at 8, 9, and 10, then the only thing that you're adjusting is your time. Now here's the question, all right? Who here trains for 10 minutes? No? Yeah, cool. Most everybody here an hour? 60 minutes? Uh-huh. Regardless of your intensity and your time, don't blow me up here. Okay? You don't ruin it because you're smarter than your average bear. Okay, so that's your variables. Now, if you're going to be 15, 20 minutes in your main exercise, your intensity better be high and your frequency better be low. Because what happens if your frequency, intensity is high and your time is long? That's called burnout. That's an injury waiting to happen. And I don't care, you can try to debate me on this. I've broken everything. I do this so that you don't have to. All right? Is that fair? Trust me on this one. It hurts. And I'm going to tell you what. There is some of you, JL is going to be one of the ones that is definitely guilty of this. He's going to go and go, oh, that's bullshit. Because I'm going to go in there. I'm going to tear it up, and I don't care. But that's why he's that way, and it works for him. We had this conversation, last night. The guy out my way, Dan Green. Dan Green, oh man. Dan Green's a freak. All right? You're not a freak unless you're Dan Green. Now, JL's a freak. All right? He can get away with this, and he'll come up here and speak, and you look at him, and you go, holy dog crap, that dude's huge. And he is, and he's intense. And he's gonna blow you up, and he's gonna make you want to get out of here and rip car bumpers off. He's good at that. I'm rooming with Chad Ikes, and he goes like this. Like he said something to me last night. Like, oh. I opened my eyes. I was all jacked up. He's sleeping. And I go, oh. Go to the gym, man. Let's go. Anyway, this is what I was talking. I broke the rule. I've broken the rule a couple times this year. And I don't want to just let this, I'm telling you from the experience that if you do this, this is what's going to happen eventually. My intensity was too high. I trained 7 days a week. Because why? Because I like to. I like going to the gym. And you know what I train? I train at 3:30 in the morning. I do that because there's no one else around to get in my way. Now mind you, I don't get paid to train. I get paid to train other people. But if I don't get that, Chris Carr walked in one day a little early on one of my, and I was not done, and I kicked the door open. I go, what do you want? And then I thought, oh crap, he doesn't need that. He didn't need to be the recipient of that. But that's my time. That's why I do it at that hour. I go to bed at 6:30 at night, but I get up early. Okay? But I train 7 days a week. And I hit those muscle groups because if I don't squat, it's not a workout. If I don't bench, it's not a workout. If I don't do pull-ups, it's not a workout in my book. And I do it for an hour. And if anybody has ever watched me train, I'm not a nice guy. I'm dialed in, spitting, complaining to myself. Rule 67, it states don't complain. I write it on the board when I hear it. So I go, And I do it for an hour, 7 days a week, 360 days a year. I don't do it on the travel day here, so that's 361 days a year. We did this 4 times, 2 times, whatever it is. And then eventually the breakdown. This year it was a pec tear and lower back blowout. So why do I want to train like a linebacker? Well, being a linebacker, what's it take? It takes a variety of different sports skills. Now, if you're a power lifter, you can shut down for a second. If you're strictly a bodybuilder, pay attention. I like football. I like what it stands for, and I use this. I train most of the people based on being a professional linebacker. I played it. I coached it. I love the game. I think there are a lot of lessons that are learned playing football. Now, you choose your sport. Ironically, my son plays hockey. I moved from the cold to California because I hate being cold. Where do I end up 4 days a week? In the ice rink. Anyway, inarguably, you cannot deny this, the best athletes on the field are either tight ends or linebackers. They have the qualities of both. I just think linebackers are cooler. That's why I say tight end. So toughness, strength, quickness, power, endurance, speed, body composition, mobility, agility, and hostility. That's a complete package. To me, that's a complete workout. You engage all of those components in a week, and that's a complete workout. Okay? What's that? LT. This guy changed the game. Look at him. I can tear the arms off of most people but him. All right. So, dude, I forgot what he noticed. All right, so here's it. Because I don't have any original thought, I've stolen everything. And I make it work for me. Okay, so I should have gone back, but we're not coming. Anyway, so I lay out the programming at Combat Sports Academy. That's a cool name of the gym. That's where I work at. And I do it like this. Here's January, February, March. Now, hold on with me. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, kind of mesh. Okay, so let's do this at January, well, the end of December, I start planning out the yearly objective based on a person being a linebacker. You come into my gym. Oh, cool. All right, John. John comes into the gym. I look at John. I go, John, what is it you want? What do you want to do with this program? What do you want to do? Be a better. All right. So John comes in. He wants to be a better linebacker. Sean, what do you want to be? What do you want to do with my program? Awesome. Okay, that's good. So, awesome. He has overall objective, just being like, look good naked. Hey, I don't know about you. I want to be strong, but I don't want to be a fat jack. I want to be jacked, so that I don't ever have to move that muscle if something comes up. You know, I hang out with big guys. I let them handle that. Me, I just look badass. Anyway, so check it out. I grew this so I look like Odin. What's that? Anyway, I had LASIK eye surgery 3 weeks ago. All right, so I had it on Wednesday, 15 minutes, in and out, man. It's better than Geico. And I go back the next day and they test your eyes to see how you're doing. So the guy goes, I read the thing, and he goes, wow, that's pretty amazing. You got 20/20, better than 20/20 on day 2, and it's only going to get better. I go, whew, that's great. I go, I have x-ray vision. You might want to check that mole. You'll be okay. Nice tattoo, though. So anyway, where was I going with that one? All right, so you're in the gym, and and I lay out the plan. And the plan based on being a linebacker. January, February, March. That lays out as this. I want to work on everybody's, because here's the thing. You want something, I'm going to give you something. Because, by the way, I've got over 3 decades of experience. I want you to stay with me, so I'm going to give you what you want, but I know what you need. And you need spinal stability, hip mobility, and you got to be schooled in the primal moves until you're sick and tired of it. So I use the word squat until you puke. Well, we're going to do this again? Yes, because you're kind of not really great at it right now. So we're going to work on it until you're great. Well, when do I get to lift the weight? I go, no. You earn the right to lift the weight. And nothing's going on your back until I make sure that this movement is dialed in and hammered to perfection. 300 repetitions to create a movement pattern, 5,000 to correct a faulty one. So some of you guys are going to come in. And you're going to squat like this tomorrow. And I'm going to go, ooh. And we're going to work on this. And some of the guys who are going to work with Bob Youngs and I are going to go, oh, wait on, I could do more. I don't care what you can do. This is about sharpening your axe and getting better so you can do more when you go home. Some of you guys are going to get on a platform and just bust records, and it's going to be really cool. Anyway, I got to stay on this. I'm going on a tangent. So you come in, January, February, March. I'm going to work on those basic things. We're going to work on mobility in the hips. We're going to work on stabilizing your spine. And we're going to work on the basic fundamental moves. What happens right here? Right here. Come on, this is a big event. Hi, Danny. Well, he says football, but right here, you know what I see now? Right? Summertime. You want to become a supple rhino. You want to be jacked right there. Come on, who doesn't want to, what guy in here doesn't want to get their shirt off? Right? Get it off, be the first one. How do you do that? Well, we're going to go into a very big hypertrophy phase while still maintaining what we've already learned, because everything piggybacks. Okay? Is this making sense to you? We're training like linebackers, getting my yearly plan down. Now, you can throw this all out, but it works. Chris, does this work?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. July, August, September. The big event there, massive strength gains. Well, you should have been schooled in the primal moves. We know that your spine is stable. I need this thing. We know your spine is stable. We know that your hips are mobile. You're not going to get hurt because we put more muscle on you. And then, boom, we're going to load you. How about your squat? No, I'm not looking at anybody but you. Yeah, how much is your best squat? 135? All right. That's going to change tomorrow. You watch. I can mark the words, okay? It'll be really cool. But 135. So my goal is for her to take that and in that next phase, 130, 145, 150, 225, 225. Maybe I'm thinking that, I don't know. But I know that you're not going to get hurt in the process. I'm going to try to smash you, but you're going to get stronger. Okay? Well, not tomorrow, but we're going to teach you to do that. So then, you're at your strength. Now, here comes October, November, and December. Why are they kind of meshed together? That's the holidays. And everybody kind of falls apart. And here's my goal for the people, not to gain that average 7 to 14. Hey, go out, enjoy. Okay, I'm all about balance. Go out and enjoy. Hey, check it out. All right? I don't know why I wrote that, but I put the picture up there with my hand on that. And that's not my wife, by the way. Did you get the approval? And I told Dave you should get the booty short with my handprint on. I think it would sell. Selkow-approve. Yeah,
You should have to make every handprint.
oh, yeah.
I'll be the model.
All right, so that's funny. That's a girl. By the way, that butt got better by a lot. That was when she first started. I go, hey, you know why I get away with it? I'm old. Yeah. No, I use that as my trump card. I pull that out when I need it. to hit that. All right, that's cool. Stand up. Oh shit. Shut my, I thought you were gonna be like this tall. I was like, okay. Shoot. Am I really the shortest guy here? Is there any woman shorter than me? 14. You're 14 years old.
Brandon?
You play linebacker? Awesome. Hey, Sean, you might be my replacement. Your replacement just showed up. Sean's been with me since he was, what, 14? 14? Yeah, this is an awesome kid, by the way. I got it, do you mind, can I just do this? Hang on, I'll get back to this. This kid here, 17 years old, is in the Pennsylvania, right? West Virginia. He's in a regional tournament, wrestling, heavyweight. He has a chance to win this based on record. Okay, so everything counts. He goes out and he matches up against a special needs kid. He gives the kid a chance. The kid wins. He contacts me and says, "What would I have done?" Well, I told him I would have killed the kid. But I'm immature. I really am. I'm just, and he thought that was a weak move on his part. And I said, "No, son. What you did there is admirable. And you have a victory that's tenfold coming. So my hat's off to you. And I'm impressed by you." So, anyway. Days of the week, the year's training cycle. We're out here, so your goal is to first, split it up into quarters. However you want to do it, A-okay. I'm personally never getting on a platform again. I'm not going to get on a stage to pose. I'm not going to do the Super Bowl of workouts of the day. Just not doing it. If I had a chance, I would play for the Raiders. Yeah, see that?
They probably have a spot open.
That, you know what? I keep threatening. I'm going. So then what? Be awesome. I was with you on that. I do this the way I do it to be awesome and to really teach you all how to avoid the pitfalls that I run into. So again, to really be awesome. Croc is a freak, by the way. Anyway, hey, I got to tell you. So we used to have. They took it out, and Dave was pretty smart on this. He took out where all the sponsored athletes go over, and you guys get to watch his workout. So then I'm working out with Croc. He's right behind me, and I grab these 125-pound dumbbells, and I'm going, "Where the heck is that Croc? He's Croc over there." I told him, "He's there." He's laughing. I go, "Hey, Matt, I feel really weird about this. I feel like a monkey in the zoo. All you guys are watching us work out. I just feel weird about this. I wish they could come up here and start talking to me. Otherwise, I'm going to fling poo at them." Anyway, I did my yearly breakdown, holiday season, conditioning, moderate pace, turning in back into the conjugated, basic daily session. We warm up, get yourself ready, 5-10 minutes. I'm basing it on an hour. The major strength move, depending on 5 rep max, 3 rep max, 1 rep max. If the folding chairs come out, you're going to be there a while. That's just the way we do things. I use some maximal lifts as furthering the warm out until you get up to the heavy one. And like I said, I give people, hey, how much on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was that? You start hitting 8 and 9, my incremental jumps go down. Otherwise, I don't count weights. Anything. Did Brandon make it here? No? Okay, anyway, Brandon Smiley, right? Smitley. Brandon shows up one day. First day he's at the LTTS. I look at him. He's got these arms about this long. And I go, "Hey, Brandon, what's your max bench?" He goes, 425. I go, "Configure that." He goes, "You take a bar, 4 plates on each side, throw 10s on, and that's 425 now." That's where I have the problem. My gym, we don't count 10s, 5s, 2.5s. So your max bench is 405 on your way to 455. And he goes, no, it's 425. I go, can't be. I'm trying to get rid of the 25s. I like to use hundreds and 45s. And we have 6 100-pound plates in my gym, and there's only 2 of us that use them. I just move them around because they're just huge, and they're just big and heavy. Anyway, so then we address the weaknesses. And here's where I told you that it followed my law, and I'm going to detail the spinal stuff that I've stolen from Dr. McGill. I've stolen from other people, and again, no original thought. Then, condition. By the way, and if you walk like this, I'm okay, because you're just a big guy. But I'm watching some of the guys walk like this, and I go, man, that is not going to make it fill in a hole at linebacker. You know, you're great at powerlifting, and that walk is indicative of the use that you need it for. You don't need to go sideways. You go sideways, you're done with that 1,000-pound squat. You know? Okay, if that's your sport. But if you're going back to just being awesome, you better be able to move in 3 planes. 3 planes. Forward and back, sagittal, side to side, the frontal, and you better be able to move in that transverse plane, being able to twist. Why? Where do you think you get hurt most often? Right here. So you better train that up. And as soon as I become advanced enough, I promise I'll put even videos in there. But I got a flip phone. That's how advanced I am. I'm a knuckle drag. So in your accessories, this is where you're going to try to look like Scott Stevens. Okay, you're going to do hypertrophy work. You're going to get jacked up. But also throw in some different planes of motion. Oh, my favorite. When you become mobile and agile, about that time, you can become hostile. You can. And we were standing in the rent-a-car place last night, and this one guy came in. He jumped the line. These 2 guys over here started going, tell him off. I'm like, dude, you should fight. I wanted to see him go down. It hurts. It would have been awesome. You know, we write, you'll get some guys on our site that are talking about the weaning of America. Look, some things you just have to stand up for. Now, I promise I'm not going to get on my political soapbox. It's a good one. You don't have to agree with me, but then you have the right to be wrong, too. Anyway, so you work, and I'm a big proponent of trying to get as much bang for the buck. So I'm going to work my mobility in with my conditioning. I told Steve Goggins, I said, he goes, hey, you move pretty good for an old guy. I go, I don't know. Because he's pretty close. Anyway, we're standing there in the back. There's me, Steve Goggins, Ed Cohn, and Buddy Morris. And I go, look, between the 4 of us, there's 200 years of experience. And we're standing there like this. And they're looking at us in the corner. They go, right now, everybody thinks that we're talking about something really big. And all I'm doing is looking at that girl's body. Do you think we're going to get in trouble for that? Anyway, so Steve Goggins says to me, you work sprints? You know, because everybody wants to push a prowler. I love the prowler. Anybody here the last one I made puke? Prowler till you puke? Yeah, some guys got sick. It was kind of fun. That's not the goal of every workout, but the conditioning one, sometimes you got to pull the trigger. Anyway, so I sprint. If I'm not pushing the prowler on a leg day, on an off day, because I only do this 3 to 4 times a week, remember frequency, intensity, time, I want to get 4 bouts of conditioning in, and I sprint. I got a football field right behind my house, and I either do 50s or 100s, and I chase my kid, and I bet him water gun fights, and then we have a lot of fun. Anyway, there's a gratuitous vacation picture. That's me. That's in Kapalua. That's a longboard logger. Yep. I'm going to be there next week. Yep, I'm going there. There's another one. That's my wife. That's April. That's me before I grew. Huh?
You have picture coverage.
Oh, dude. She has an IQ of 10 billion, speaks 5 fluent languages, has an MBA, genius level, and she married me to keep her humble. So I threw Dave in there for brownie points, because he owns the company and stuff. And I said, but when I walked in here, because I was going to be late, and Scott was covering all the dietary stuff for, eating like a bodybuilder, I can't top that. If you didn't get something from that, then you probably needed to go wash your face. Oh, that's my own personal week, not week. Get it? Play on words. Anyway, my goal, my idea here is to plan out your entire year. And if you have that opportunity, then you have kind of a direction. Everything that you do should have a specific intent. Don't just haphazardly do this stuff. Because if you haphazardly do this stuff, then you haphazardly get injured and you get hurt. Frequency, intensity, time. Unless you have a plan. Now my plan is to make everybody as fit and able to play linebacker with the Raiders. Then you're going to be in good shape. No doubt about it, because of all of the attributes of a good linebacker. Increase the things that you're weak at. But you have to know what you're weak at. And we're going to pick that apart for you tomorrow. Look, it's really not as hard as I just made it sound. If I confused you, I'm certainly going to apologize. But that's how I do. I've been doing this for 3 decades. And it's been laid out kind of the same. I've coached, strength coached the feeder team to the Colorado Avalanche and the Phoenix Coyotes. I've got a couple guys that are in the NFL. And I say I have. They chose me to coach them, and I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time for that. I've used my own personal experiences to avoid pitfalls and hurting these guys. Could I have really done damage? I'm sure. And you will, but if you have the questions, that's why, by the way, Dave allows that Q&A. That Q&A is so that coaches have a, you can't go to one of your other coaches because then they sound like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Why are you even here? We sat out in the lobby this morning throwing ideas back and forth. Man, I stole everything from Matt Rhodes, who's coaching in Rhode Island, and then I turned around to Chad. And Chad, like that guy is just intense. All right, you're going to get banged on the back by this big hand tomorrow, and you're going to have to increase your weight because he said so. No, I'm serious, dude. He'll hit you hard. I've seen him almost knock Casey Williams out. That was funny. Seriously, any questions about anything that I said? And this is the part where everybody goes, "Oh, it doesn't call on me. Please don't ask me." Oh, this is great. I covered everything perfectly. I want a raise. Awesome. Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to go over your periodization for the year for your linebacker, how many weeks total do you plan out?
I do it by quarter.
By quarter?
Yeah. Just do, and depending on his season, though. Okay. His season begins when? When do your football guys begin?
You're asking me the
Yeah.
question? They start in mid-August and August.
Okay. What is your goal at August when they start? Is that still increasing strength?
Possibly, yeah.
All right. If I may, and your program is your program.
Yeah.
If it's working, stay with it. What are you doing? Oh, good. All right, great. Here, and your program works. You're good at what you do. This is what I have done. When I start in season, that means they're having 2-a-days.
Okay.
That's my in-season. My goal for in-season is recovery for those guys. Up until that point, I'm in strength gaining mode for that period of a quarter, and before that, I'm in hypertrophy phase. Okay? And by the way, you never not do one of those others, you just have an emphasis. Make sense to you?
Yeah.
Like, make sense to you?
Yeah.
Like in my accessory work, I said I would work mobility, I would do injury prevention, I would work hypertrophy. Like, linebacker. That guy was jacked, right? So that's all I'm saying here. If you decide that you want to increase strength, how old are the kids? You high school?
High school to university.
Okay, the younger guys you can get away with going a little bit longer. They recover pretty quick. When I get them at the college level and into the pro, you got to really, less is more in this case. That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Injury prevention at that point. Any more? Cool. Hey, listen. Am I cool? All right. So one of the things that we all and this is just how to work the rest of the seminar for you in sharpening that axe. Try to get into conversation with the coaches and sponsored athletes. In other words, don't eavesdrop. When we offer you a chair to sit down and join in. Because while this is the part where we're trying to keep you guys awake, you know, hopefully entertain you enough that you didn't fall asleep on me. The lessons, the meat, the drippings from the pot, that happens in and around the hallway. The stuff that you can then ask is going to be very candid, right? What works? Oh, this works. Cool? All right. We good? Hey, thanks for having me out here, man.